Hello Leo, thank you for joining me. I'm Anushka and this is your May 2017 astrology forecast. So this month we have the North Node moving into your sign Leo, so this is really fun, and for you it's all about you. You know, the North Node represents our karmic journey, and it's where our kind of where our biggest lessons are to be found and the biggest rewards are to be found if we work with it on a karmic level. And so it moves into your sign, so this is really going to be, like I said, about you, but I'll go on to discuss that more later on. We also have Saturn and trining Uranus this month, which is really powerful, positive change energy, which I really love. And this works for us as a whole, as a collective, and also on the individual level as well. So starting off with the third, Mercury goes direct in that ninth house of yours, and so now it's finally okay to make plans and to sign documents and to go ahead with whatever kind of learning or whatever kind of plans you had in place that maybe you were reviewing during this Mercury retrograde period. It's there in your ninth house, so your thinking is on the long range, it's on the long term. You might have been talking or thinking about traveling, broadening your horizons in some way. Your mind has very much been on growth and expansion. Could be higher learning. You could have been involved in legal matters as well. But there's definitely energy here. We've got Venus there as well. We've got Uranus up there. So there's energy in that ninth house of growth, of expansion, of higher learning, of travel. So maybe you were going over plans during the Mercury retrograde period, and now you can start to put them in place in terms of where you're going, what it is you want, you know, or maybe where you want to travel to, how it is you want to grow as a person. So that's really positive. On the 9th, we have your ruling planet, the Sun, trining Pluto in your 6th house. So the Sun's in your 10th house at the moment in Taurus, and that's being trined by Pluto in that 6th house. So this could bring quite a lot of power, passion to your career. This could bring quite a lot of power to your career on this day, or whatever it is you do in the world. You could be feeling quite devoted and quite passionate about it, and might be able to bring a lot of your energy to what you do in the world. Feeling quite supported perhaps by the people who are kind of by the people you work with perhaps, and by the people who are in your kind of day-to-day life. But this could certainly bring passion and power and presence, and you could be bringing the presence to your career, and you could, if there's a presentation to make, this could be quite a powerful day to make it, you know. So that's the 9th. On the 10th is when the North Node goes into your sign. So the North Node shifting from Virgo and going into Leo. The South Node will now be in Aquarius, and this means for you, Leo, that it's about, for all of us, it's about connecting to our heart center, connecting to the inner child, and creative self-expression, and being bold and brave, and being bold enough to show who we are and step out as who we are and be known for it and share it with the world. And for you, this sentiment is even more emphasized because it's in your first house, and of course you are Leo. And so, you know, where maybe you've been giving a lot of attention to other things, maybe to your resources, to gaining financial wealth and prosperity, maybe where you have been devoting a lot of time to home and family or partnerships, other things. Now it's more about, what do you want, Leo? What do you want? Are there some things that fell by the wayside whilst you're concentrating on building a career or building a family, or doing whatever it is you've been doing? Now it's time to think about your needs and to think about what makes you happy, how you can kind of reinvigorate yourself. This is like a new lease of life, you know, if you want to work with this North Node energy. And you might want to change something about your appearance, and it might go bigger and bolder and even more Leo than it was before. But it's really lovely energy. Obviously, we have to balance, you know, the energy of the North Node and the South Node. And so with the South Node being in your 7th house, you know, which is a house of partnerships, it's about balancing you time and your needs and your wants with that of any partner that you might have, or any business partner, or anybody who's close to you. But certainly the spotlight is being put more on you, and it's not so much now about sacrificing for everybody else. So that's one thing that's going on the 10th. The other thing we have is there's a full moon in Scorpio, and that's in your 4th house. So this is in your house of home and family and intimate kind of private life. And it's quite a healing full moon. This is quite a deep full moon. So it might bring something to the forefront here, this full moon, connected to home, connected to family. It might highlight something, and you might just get a real sense of nurturing and emotional support from your nearest and dearest. So that's quite a lovely aspect. I'm quite liking May the 10th, to be honest. Right, on the 11th, we have Mercury trining Saturn. So Mercury is in your 9th house, and Saturn's there in Sagittarius in your 5th house of play, pleasure, children, romance, creative self-expression. And so this trine between Mercury and Saturn, if there is something that if there is some sort of business opportunity that you wanted to make into something more, business opportunity, creative thing that you do that you want to make into a business opportunity, then this could be a really good day to figure out how to go about doing it, because this is real. Mercury trine Saturn is very clear thinking, it's very logical, this is detail orientated, this is planning, this is having your business head on, being able to see facts and figures very clearly, being very organised, and creating opportunity as well, because you know Saturn's in Sagittarius, so this opens up the possibility for opportunity. So if there's anything you want to look at in terms of maybe how this business could grow, how it could, where it could go in the future, what with Mercury in that 9th house of growth, then maybe this is a good day to start making some detailed plans of how you might go about that. On another level, if you're a parent, you could be revising how you the routine of your child, or something to do with your child, with their schooling, something like that, their education. You could be looking into that, and it might be a really good day to look into the details of that, get clear on that. So yeah, really positive day. If there's anything you need to get clear on in terms of children or creative self-expression, maybe even romance. I mean, you could apply it to romance, I suppose, but I would say more creative self-expression, and you know, and working with children. And as a parent, you know, you might find that maybe different learning methods work for your child than you had previously considered. So something like that could come up on this day. Right, on the 16th we've got Mercury entering Taurus, so it's going from that 9th house of the bigger vision, long-term planning, and growth and travel, and now is going into your 10th house, and it's your thinking is on what you do in the world. So maybe this is kind of as a result of that North Node energy in your 1st house. You're starting to think, okay, well, how do I want to express myself? How do I want to be seen? What am I doing? You're thinking now more about the job, the career, what you do in the world, and any decisions you make, because Taurus, you know, it's an earth sign. With Taurus there, any decisions you make, you know, you'd probably take longer to make any decisions or any changes that you might want to make in the workplace. But once you do, you will stick with them. The likelihood is, because Taurus is a very, you know, that's the kind of energy with the Taurus. On the 19th is when we have Saturn in Sagittarius trine Uranus in Aries. So this for you is obviously Saturn there in that 5th house, Uranus is there in that 9th house. You're being asked to expand and to really, this kind of echoes what I said about your North Node, but to find your joy and to make positive changes in your life. And grow through adventure, through travel, through fun. And you know, maybe you've had a lot of responsibility the last few years. Maybe there's been a lot on your shoulders and a lot to take on. Now you're being asked to kind of grow and to transition and to find joy in life and make plans for yourself and positive changes that aren't just financially beneficial, but actually are beneficial to you on a heart and feeling level in terms of your happiness and that kind of thing. This energy I love, because if there's any area where we're feeling stuck, Uranus allows us to shake things up and try something new, but Saturn gives us the stability of the structures that we have built that are working. It keeps them there whilst also holding the Uranian energy, where we can try something new but from a place of groundedness, you know, and we're able to see the details of things and work them out, and to maybe see complex ideas far more clearly. So if you have plans but you don't know how they're going to fit together, or you have ideas about where you might want to live but you don't know how it's going to work, this might be the kind of energy that helps to kind of give you insights and make things a lot clearer. You know, this is about positive change, and it's about bringing order out of confusion. So this is nice for you. It's you know, this is about growth, and it's about fun, it's about expansion, it's about creative self-expression, it's about children, it's about learning, and it's really lovely. And I think this really is in keeping with your North Node. And there is a grand fire trine between the North Node in your first house and Saturn in the 5th house and Uranus in that 9th house. So it's about you, it's about what you love, what you enjoy doing, and it's about where you want to go, what adventure you want to have in life. So I think it's really lovely energy. Also, I forgot to mention, Leo, for those of you who were born between August the 12th and August the 19th, you are going to feel the Saturn trine Uranus even more strongly. But any of you who have planets in the fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius or Aries, are going to feel this energy. It's going to be affecting us all, but obviously if you have planets in the fire signs, then it has a bigger impact. So that's on the 19th. On the 20th, we have where are we? We have the Sun going into Gemini, into your 11th house of networking. So it puts a spotlight now on your friends, on the groups that you belong to. It puts the spotlight on goals and your wishes. The 11th house is said to rule, you know, our wishes, and so this is kind of, it's similar energy to what I've been talking about with the Grand Trine, you know. It's about wish fulfillment, it's about what do you want, you know. But also we're focusing here on groups you belong to, friends you belong to. This is followed by a new moon on the 25th in that same area of your life. So you might be wanting to try something different. You might want to try a different activity that introduces you to a different social group. You might be wanting to branch out in that way. You know, the new moon on the 25th is good energy for fresh beginnings in that respect. You might be, if you work within media, or if you are self-employed and you're promoting yourself in some way, you might try different ways of promoting yourself as well. So this just brings a focus to that 11th house, to that area where you're kind of looking at maybe how you how you work with others, what groups you belong to, the dynamics between you and them, and you're putting more energy and more focus into this now. So also on the 25th we have Venus in Aries, which is squaring Pluto in Capricorn. So Venus there in your 9th house, squaring Pluto in your 6th house. This just tells me that there could be some feeling of, you might be feeling in some way blocked. Maybe there's some big plan you have, some grand plan you have, and then you just feel like something comes in and puts a spanner in the works, and it could be something related to obligation, some kind of obligatory thing that you feel like, you know, it's getting in the way of your long-term goals. Maybe if you want to go traveling, and then, I don't know, something comes up, like there's been some sort of I don't know, some sort of a devastation in the area that you want to go to, and you have to change plans slightly. It could be something like that. But this is just, there's something that's going to need looking at and need addressing, and need kind of to be corrected here. So that's coming up on the 25th as well. It could be to do with finances, but I feel that this is more that you're feeling blocked by some sort of outside force. And this is in terms of your long-term plans. It could be in terms of travel, higher education, legal matters, something like that, or even just your growth, you know. Something might come in the way and make you feel a little bit blocked, and it might need to be looked at. Then on the 31st, we have Mars in Gemini, sextiling Uranus. And so Mars there in your 11th house, sextiling Uranus in your 9th house. And this is kind of restless energy. You know, Mars is our drive and it's our instinct, and this has probably got you feeling like you want to get out there. You want to be around people who are maybe unusual, who will make you kind of consider different ideas, and it's kind of wanting to push your boundaries, get out of your comfort zone and experience quite big new experiences. So that could be quite an interesting day for you. At the same time, we've also got Mercury in your 10th house, trining Pluto in your 6th house. So this is as well, you know, this is quite kind of, I look at this energy as being quite, well, in some ways this can be, you know, that our the way we speak can hold a lot of power. We can start to realise the power of our thoughts. But I look at this as being quite metaphysical energy in some ways. So you might be feeling a little bit what's the word? Like you want to transcend the everyday, the mundane, you know, with that Mars sextiling Uranus. You might be wanting to get involved with people who are different and who are exciting and who kind of take you into new areas of interest that you've never explored before. And so this Mercury trine Pluto could also back that up as well, you know. And so it's quite an interesting energy. It could be that you come across some, and it's to do with these are people who are involved in your work sphere, who may be kind of, I don't know, opening you up to a new philosophy of life or something like that. I don't know, you have to let me know, because Uranus is quite unusual energy. And it's hard to predict exactly how it's going to play out. But it's going to be an interesting day, I think, the 31st. Certainly you'll be feeling quite excitable and quite daring and quite bold. But that's May, and all in all, you know, I think it's a really good month. I think we're being asked to be brave. All of us are being asked to embrace our own inner Leo. And for you, really is about considering now what you want again, Leo, and what you need, and you know, how you present yourself, how you express yourself, and going after it, you know, feeling free to be you and to enjoy being you. Know that you have gifts that are valuable to give, and I mean, you've got such a big heart. People love you, Leos. But knowing you've got gifts to give, and if there's anything you put on the back burner, or anything you were passionate about that you don't do anymore, maybe now's a nice time to pick it up. But there's certainly opportunity for really positive change here for all of us. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next month. If you'd like to catch up with me in the meantime, then feel free to watch my new moon and full moon videos for this month of May. Okay, take care, Leo. Bye-bye.